Greetings, my name is Tananda, and I'm going to show you how I go about measuring a map using the free Acrobat Reader tool. This is not a paid Acrobat Pro, this is the simple Acrobat Reader. This won't work in the regular web browser, it has to be the installed program. So let's get started. I'm going to land.pennsicwar.org and I'm going to go to Pennsic Info Block Maps. And I've picked a particular block, W02, just because somebody was asking about that earlier, so I happen to have looked at it. So you go to the block and you can see here that it's just an image. And when you click on it, you do get it open as a PDF in your browser. However, your browser does not have the measuring tool you need. So you're going to go and you're going to click the little download icon. Download that to your local computer as the PDF file. Now, I've already done that. I'm just going to shove this off the side and I'm going to open it up in Acrobat Reader. Again, this is Acrobat Reader DC. It's the free version. No money was spent here. So what we need to do in order to do the measuring is we need to look in the tools over here on the right, and there's an option for more tools. And what we're looking for is measure. And now that we have the measuring tool up, we have to click on this top bar here. We want to click measuring tool. Now, before we get to drawing, we have to do one thing, and that's we need to fix the scale. The Acrobat Reader, not all the maps for Pennsic have the right scale on them. A lot of them have the default, which is 1 inch equals 1 inch. So I'm going to click on the measuring type, which is the area tool. But before I start measuring, I'm going to right-click anywhere on the map, and I'm going to choose Change Scale, Ratio, and Precision. Now, actually, I should step back a second. This scale that's on the map, these maps with these grids, these are 1 inch grids, and this means 1 inch equals 50 feet. So that's the scale we need to set. So I'm going to, again, I right click anywhere and change scale, ratio, and precision. And we want to change 1 inch equals 50. And we'd like to choose feet. Now, when we start editing these, we're going to get an actual measure that'll tell us how many square feet, which is incredibly useful. So here we have the campable area for W02. Let's say that we're going to have two groups, but they don't use up all the land, so we need some singles. So we've got group 1, and they are going to be 17,500 square feet. And group 2 is going to be 7,000 square feet. And we'll have some leftover land at the end. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to simply click anywhere on the map. Now, if you hold down Control and use your mouse wheel, if you have one, you can zoom in a bit, and I'm using my mouse wheel to kind of reposition a little. So my first group is going to be kind of in this general area. So I'm just going to pick a corner, and if I screw up like I did, I missed a little bit, that's okay, we're going to go back. So I'm going to line up the line as best I can. Now, I'll go about here. I'm just getting the rough shape. And in fact, this is very useful. You'll notice I kept clicking lines, but it wasn't until I actually closed the box that I got a tool. Once I did, if you look, you can actually see there's a comment on here, and it says, the little yellow tag, if you mouse over it, you'll see I have 19,280 square feet, so I'm over. So I knew the general shape of my group, but now I need to fix it. Well, first I want to fix my precision. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use the mouse wheel scrolling, and if you click on the bar, you'll get these little grips, and you can easily resize. So I'm just going to drag right to the middle of that line, and I'm going to go here, and I'm going to drag to the middle of that line, and I'm going to scroll to the left. Whoops. I'm going to scroll to the left, and I'm going to fix that line because I want to line up as best I can with the map and not cheat myself or anyone else out of any square footage. So I'm just going to go ahead here. Boom. Okay. That's not quite perfect. We can be perfect. Okay. So now I said 17,500 square feet, so I need to adjust this size a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I don't exactly know where my line's going to end up. Every year you get different number of people. So we're just going to go ahead. We're 17,800, 17,734. So I'm just going to kind of keep tweaking this a little bit. 561. Now, we all know that things are not always exactly precise. So I've got 17,503.47. If somebody's going to complain about 3 square feet, well, they just need a new hobby. Okay, so that's pretty good. Now, one of the things I like to do is I'll actually put a little reply to myself in the comment. And I'm just going to say, so we're going to call this group imaginative name Group 1. Okay, so let's say that's their group name. They are the clan. Actually, they're clan Group 1. Okay, and I just am going to put a note here: 17,500 square feet. And I do that in case I resize or change around later. I can go back and look at the comment and see what it's. Whoops. Well, if you saw the actual comments tools, trust me on that. The comment that I left is in fact there. All right. So now I've got group 2, and I'm going to imaginatively name them group 2. Anyway, I'm going to hit measuring tool again, and I'm going to make sure I'm clicking measure tool. A little side note on utility. Let's say that you need to figure out like how long a section is. If you use the distance tool, let's say you want to figure out how far from the gas line do I need to be for something. So we can go here, we can just drag it, and you can see, all right, 25 feet. I believe there's your easement for the gas line, 25 feet. So now we're not going to actually use this, but I just wanted to kind of show you. Whoops, that was 23. I missed. Oops. Oh, this is an excellent point. I accidentally clicked, and I didn't mean to. I wanted to select that tool, but I accidentally started drawing a new line. Well, I can just hit the escape key if I haven't finished it yet and go back, and now I'm not dealing with that line. So I'm going to go down here and try and click on this. There we go. And now, whoops, that's not the right one. Where is it? There we go. So I can drag this, and I can measure from various points. I find this very useful. But if I don't want it anymore while it's selected, I can hit the delete key, and it's gone. So now I'm going to go back to measuring tool. I'm going to go to my area tool, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to just start drawing the rough box of where group 2 is going to be. And once I close it up, it closes. I have 5,673. Now I said they had 7,000 feet. I need to fix a couple of things. First, I did not get it very precise, so I'm going to go back up, and I just zoomed in a little, and I'm going to drag this line up so it's just right over the top of that. That's good. Okay. And now I can zoom out. We're at 5,792, and I said this group was 7,000 square feet. So let's just go ahead and scroll there and drag this down and see what we got. 6,680. Okay. Whoop. Oh, once again, I started drawing. Now let's say I accidentally do that. Again, just hit escape, and it will undo that. Or you can go up to File, Edit, and do Undo Polygon Change. So you can always back out if you screw stuff up. All right, I'm going to go back to Measuring Tool. I'm going to click here. Whoops, no, I don't want to do that. I'm sorry. I'm in Measuring Tool mode. I'm going to hit Escape, and I'm going to select that annotation, and once I see it there, okay, we're at 6,680, so I'm just going to kind of drag 6,750, 6,800. Okay, so I'm thinking 7,000 is all right. We're a little close. We're going to cut this in half here. And what I'm looking for, I'm over by about 150 square feet. All right, 7,040. 7,015. That's not horrible. So, all right, I might be able to get a little better, but I mean, if you can smudge a couple feet here and there, just 7,006. That's pretty darn good. So there's my group 2. So again, I'm just going to say group. Now this is going to be house group 2, and this is 7,000 square feet. So I'm going to go ahead and just save that comment again. Great. Now, we still have this last bit of singles. Now, one of the interesting things, of course, is if you don't use up all the land on your map, then you need to have singles for the rest of it. So one neat thing about this tool is it can be really helpful to tell you how big your singles area is, because the land office is going to want you to put certain information on your map, such as the group name, the land agent name, the square footage, and also they want you to clearly mark the singles and indicate the square footage. So we're going to go back to our trusty measuring tool, and we're going to go ahead and click that again, and I'm just going to go ahead and I am going to map out, and I missed, but you know that we'll fix it in the edit, so I'm just going to go and close that box, and once I click on it, I can resize it just a little better to line it up. Now this is over a gas line. The rules for gas lines, of course, if your block is on a gas line, then you know that there is going to be a properly marked strip that's going to say that within this area there are no fires, there are no digging. So make sure that you're following your rules. I am just using this as an example. I actually don't have gas on my block, so I'm not entirely sure if putting singles on there is kosher. So if you have a question like that, you can always email the dmland@pennsic.org. So anyway, I see here we have 3,846 square feet. So, okay, 3,800 square feet is approximate. That's enough. So we've drawn our boxes, but what I'm going to hit escape now so that I stop selecting that. We've drawn our boxes. So now what we want to do is well, actually, since the map is supposed to not be in color, just for the sake of that, I've right-clicked on it, and I've gone to the map, and I go to the properties for the color of the polygon, and I'm just going to change it to black. Select it with the left click, then right-click on it, go to properties, select the color, click OK. And one last group. This is just a good idea because they want either black and white or grayscale. They do not want any color on your maps because they have to photocopy these into books, and colors can make it very muddy. So we now have our various blocks marked out. We're going to go back, and I'm going to hit the comment tool, and I'm going to use a little text annotation, and I'm going to say clan, if I could type, clan group 1 is their name, and we said 17,500 square feet, and then I'll put a new line, and I'm going to say that the person is Joe Blow, and his SCA name is Sir Landy McLandface. All right, so we've got the group name clearly labeled. We've got the land agent name and his SCA name, and we'll leave room, and there's plenty of room for him to sign it right there. And now we're going to go here, and we're going to do this, and we're going to say house group 2, because they have such imaginative names, 7,000 square feet. And this will be Jane Doe, of course. And her SCA name is Lady Land. Okay, so there we go. Again, we've got the SCA, the household name, the square footage, the land agent's name, and the SCA name. Finally, we want to label our singles. So we're just going to go singles, approximately 3,800 square foot. Now, I feel like I might have missed the singles. I need to move that a little. So I go back, and when the mouse turns into a little arrow, whoops, I can click on it, and that didn't work. There we go. I'm just click and drag. You will find sometimes you have to go in and edit things a bit, and so just be aware. Sometimes it's a good idea to save copies if you've done a bunch of changes, because it's easy to kind of screw things up and have to rework a whole bunch of things. So Anyway, I'm going to zoom back out. So we now have our entire block map, and all we're going to have to do is go ahead and we'll go ahead and do a file and a save as and save it. I usually change the name. So like the original map was wo2_l.pdf. I might change when I save as, I'll save it as wo2l complete or something like that. And then you can go ahead, print it out, and bring it with you to Landgrab to sign. And I hope that you have found this to be a useful tutorial. Have a great Pennsic!